Good morning and what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another Semi Slant video with me on a beautiful day. Hashtag Teamallblade and hashtag Nobladeleftbehind. Come on in, throw me a Sumi smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking into today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from, you're drinking something delicious, you're sitting in a comfy chair, and you're ready for a shave. You know I am. Today we've got 4 days of growth, and we're gonna be tackling it with the Parker Semi Slant. This is a razor I have been requested to review so many times, I've lost count. People have always asked when I've used slant razors, how does this compare to this Semi Slant razor? This is a 3-piece 95-gram razor being designed by Parker Razors. It is worldwide available, and it only comes in only $30. So this is a budget-friendly kind of an approach to a Semi Slant razor. It does put a little bit of an angle on that blade, but it doesn't put that same kind of cylindrical curve. You can see it's not really torquing the blade into like a rounder edge, so you're not getting quite the same thing as you would with a standard slant. It's kind of like a hybrid razor, and I'm really excited to be using it today. We have the rose gold variation. It comes in several colors, and I'm telling you this, the grip on this handle is phenomenal. It's a longer handle, and it really accommodates for shaving spaces that are difficult to get to. I can tell you this on the face, it was close, it was comfortable, it was smooth, and very efficient, and I'm thrilled to have the chance again to try it on the dome. Oh, it's going to be an awesome shave, and massive thanks and huge shout out to Parker Razors for allowing us to do the review. They sent the razor. I actually reached out to them and said, I'd love to showcase this product on my channel because I get asked all the time if we can use it. So here we go. For anybody curious, let's do it together. I'm thrilled. It's going to be an awesome shave. When they sent me that package, they actually sent over some of the stuff that they sell on their website. And you can get all these products below and help support our channel by doing so. This is Sea Citrus by Goodfellas Smile. If you go way back in the history of my uploads, right? Go all the way back through all my uploads. This is one of those scents that I could not put down. I've already killed a tub of this, but I could not find this splash anywhere in the country. I searched when I was doing the shaving at the time for the splash and I couldn't find it. You can get it through Super Safety Razors now. I absolutely love this splash. One of my all-time favorite scents. It's got this really enjoyable like citrus mixed with a slight scent of like floral with a beautiful kind of like solid wood undertone. I know that it's got like lemon, it's got orange blossom, it has lily of the valley. I don't want to really take away from the scent by kind of describing it by its notes, but I am telling you this, it is fantastic. Totally underrepresented brand in my opinion. Came out in 2011. It's being created and handcrafted in Italy, which I think is really, really cool. I love the product. I think it's a cool design. It's a smaller product. It's like 3.4 ounces of shave soap is what you end up getting in there. So it is a smaller product, but what they tell you is they don't add glycerin to their product. So it is a pretty dense and lasts a long time. For me, one of these tubs lasted about 7.5 months, and I was using it a lot. I really like this scent a lot. It's an easy one to wear daily for me because it kind of complements all the aquatic scents that I like to wear. Acqua di Gio. I love this with Versace Porom. One of my favorite complimentary scents. It's Sea Citrus by Goodfellas Smile. Absolute banger in my opinion. Love this. Huge shout out again for them sending that out. I did tell them that is one of my favorite scents of all time from Goodfellas Smile, right? I actually told them, I was like, that is the one banger that I could not put down, but I couldn't find the splash. They said, don't worry, we got you. I had a hard time finding this in our country. Beautiful scent, and let me tell you something. The splash today was really good. But take a look at the lather. Oh my goodness. Just like I remembered back in the day. You can see this. It's got a lot of hydration in there. Very, very slick and ready for a shave. I did add a ton of water. They actually recommend, because it is a thirsty soap, to really, really hydrate it. And I find when I hydrate the soap, I can make a little bit of the soap in the container go a long way. The dry product for me goes a very long way. And we're doing this all again with their Parker Badger brush. I've never used a Parker brush before. This is the first one I've ever tried. Really like this. Very, very soft, good splay, and very, very, very dense. Look at how dense that knot is. Really, really nice brush. Again, and they really pride themselves on being affordable. I love that you can get a brush and a shave that's this close, this comfortable, with this good of stuff that's not going to break the budget. And I'm going to really try to focus on that as we go forward in 2024. How incredible it is that we have companies like Parker offering products to people that are interested in getting a really close, comfortable, zero irritation, no problems kind of shave, but don't want to break the budget and are trying something new, right? For a lot of people, a safety razor like this is going to be something that's new, right? It's a new concept. concept and a new technique. And I understand when you're going into something like that, you don't want to just dump all your money into what people are saying is the best, right? The most premier. And honestly, most people will chase a shave that's as close and as comfortable as this one by spending a lot more money and not really getting that much better of a shave, if any, right? That's kind of my personal opinion, my take on it. But the Semi Slant Razor was very smooth. It had a lot of performance, and I like the angle that it kind of sets with this kind of indented cap. You can see this. It's got that kind of like indented, like sets the angle for you as it slants in, right? It almost just like wants to go to that angle as you're shaving and provide a like exact amount of angle that you need to get that smooth glide. Very, very nice razor. I really enjoy this. I love the way that the bar sits. It flows extremely well. I didn't have any clogging with 4 days of growth, right? I've got Pantina reaching out. They want me to start doing pomade commercials. Let's knock this shave down and let's get rid of the growth. I want to go back to the BBS smooth. Let's do it. It's going to be great. The Parker Semi Slant Razor. Now, there's a lot of razors on the market that will sell as a slant, right? There's probably like at least 10 razors on the market currently in the modern era that market themselves as a slant mechanic, right? But when you look at the razor blade, they put a little like a cylindrical curve on it that this does not do. Now, this is not a new concept. This is something that's been done for a long time. But the concept of doing it as a semi slant, I haven't really seen a lot of razors where the actual blade doesn't have a cylindrical slant to it, right? And it's interesting. It was very interesting to me. And I know it's interesting to a lot of other people because I get a lot of questions on how it compares. For me, the razor almost shaves more similarly to a standard safety razor than a standard slant razor. So a slant razor for me, while I'm shaving with it, they kind of have a different feel for it. You do shave with them the exact same way you would a standard safety razor, but they feel different across the skin, at least my skin. Whereas this one really doesn't. This one feels kind of more like a medium aggressive standard safety razor. To be perfectly honest, I'm not adding any kind of, different angles. I'm not adjusting the angle as I'm going. It just wants to be at that standard 30-degree angle for me is where it's smoothest, and it just is really easy to find. I am absolutely thrilled to get rid of all of that growth. It was a busy weekend, and I am thrilled to go back to a super smooth, comfortable skin. Oh my goodness. If I was a person coming into the craft and looking at safety razors, right, for the first time ever, I would give Parker razors a really, really thorough examination. To be perfectly honest, going back, if I could go back in my experience, right, this is a brand that I would have paid a lot more attention to. I think because it was so readily available, I was really skeptical. I think skeptical is probably the right word for it. I was going into the craft thinking to myself, how good could it be at $30, right? And honestly, it's quite good. It doesn't protect the blade corner, so you can see the tab stick out. And as a head shaver, right, that's a little bit more difficult. I usually don't like when razors have blade tab sticking out. But this razor, because of the way that the head kind of covers the blade and the angle you're at, I haven't had any problems where I've nicked like my ear area or anywhere that's in a tight spot. I find the head cap's a little taller than some safety razors because of the way that the blade is held in place. The actual profile in the razor is just a little bit steeper as far as the actual profile of it, right? It's a little bit steeper than your standard safety razor, but that's to be expected. Most slants are extremely large and kind of top heavy on the top, whereas this one's more in the middle, right? I wouldn't say it's super bulbous, but at the same point, it's a little bit more bulbous than your standard safety razor. You can hear it. It's very audible. I think one thing I'm finding with this razor is the feedback on the razor is very, very, very audible. You can hear it cutting, which is another tool for a new shaver, right? If you're a person coming into the craft, never used a safety razor before, you're trying to knock down 4 days of growth like this, right? You're going to hear a lot of feedback. And as that blade gets quieter and quieter, you're getting closer and closer. I used to use the sound of the razor as a real tell of how close I was as shaving. Now I can kind of do it by look and feel. But back then, I struggled with that. So for me, the audible feedback was really, really useful and valuable to me. And this is giving me good audible feedback. The handle, like I said, is a little longer, and it's making it very easy to shave in places like the back of my neck and the back of my head. And finding the angle and maintaining that angle is very easy to do. with the longer handle. The handle's really nice. And I will mention, I like that it's a 3-piece design rather than like a 2-piece. Parker does a lot of razors that are 2-piece, like a tubular with the head cap up here. I like that this is 3-piece, so you can kind of customize it and use a handle as you kind of develop the craft. You go through the craft and develop your skills, right? I like that they make it so that you can kind of, if you love the razor, you can fine tune it and add the handle of your choice, which I kind of like. I've always thought safety razors were cool that you kind of can modify them, right? That's part of the things I do on the channel, kind of modify them, tweak them, and kind of make them your own. And I think that's cool that this offers that. I really thought it was a 2-piece design when I first got it. When it came out of the box, I'm like, oh, it's another 2-piece. It's not, and I love that. I actually really like that. It's smooth. I am having zero issues. You can see here, it is a very efficient razor. So, like I said, one of the common questions I get with the Semi Slant razors is it aggressive? I have actually used the razor one time before. It was sent to me as a trial razor by one of my friends, and I only used it one time. And I remember thinking to myself, that's more aggressive than I would have expected. And what I think I really meant was it's very efficient. It's not very aggressive, right? Efficiency, aggressive, they're different. The blade feel on the skin is going to be your aggressiveness. How sharp does it feel on the skin? How abrasive does it feel on the skin? This comes in kind of a medium aggressive. It doesn't feel very aggressive. It doesn't feel sharp. It doesn't feel like it's going to bite you, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable to go over areas more than one time, which kind of puts it in the more medium category. But where I'm getting like the immense amount of impressive performance is in the cutting power, its efficiency, right? Its ability to go from 4 days all the way to glass, like, right? Just mowing it down. This is an actually very efficient razor. And I think maybe when people are coming into the craft, they're first experiencing it for the first time, they say, whoa, that's more aggressive, right? Than I expected. But what they really meant is that's more efficient than I expected. The razor really has no problem mowing it down. And that's how my neck felt. Like, because it's super efficient and not ultra aggressive, my neck absolutely loved it. Now, I do want to mention, I was going through and reviewing kind of what other people have said about the razor online, right? Mantic himself, somebody I really like, Mark over at Sharpologist, wrote about how much he liked that razor. I really like it. It's super smooth. For $30, you can get this close, this comfortable with an elegant tool that really performs. I love the razor. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's one of those ones, if I was just coming into the craft and wanted to experience a slant razor, but was, maybe more accustomed to like a standard safety razor and wanted to keep that angle, keep the same skin feel, all of the above, but wanted the performance, I think that kind of, that's what it kind of fits that bill. Kind of works. I like that a lot. And I'll tell you this, no more Pantina reaching out to me saying, hey, Subs, we want you to do a pomade commercial. That's all right. We're going back to the BBS. Going back to the smooth. Oh, it feels so good to be back in my own skin. Thank you all for being here, for clicking into the video today, and for joining me. I love the shave. It was so much fun to do with y'all. Oh, it was great. The Parker Semi Slant Razor. If you've not tried this, if you've not looked it up, go check it out. It's all over the internet. $30 lands you a razor that performs really, really well. I can tell you that much. Goodfellas smile, absolute classic. Love this in my den. Love the way it smells, and I love the projection of it. For a scent that that doesn't get a lot of discussion, it has this beautiful, like, kind of uplifting C note that matches with a citrus and then a sandalwood, kind of a woody tone. I love this one so much, and I'm telling you this, the skin softness that it produces, really, really up there. Really love the base on this one. Again, massive thanks to Parker, and huge shout out to Goodfellas Smile for producing some awesome stuff. Thanks again for being here. Until I catch y'all in another Subie Shaves video, I'm going to get and enjoy a perfect shave, and I'll see you for our next one. Subs out!